Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back to Headlander. We're at 99.9%. It's going to take us a while to get back to where we're supposed to be. Immediately starting the recording with a loading screen. That's not very smart footage production. Come to think of it, did I ever turn the vibration back on? No, I didn't. So the vibration was messing up. I turned it off and never turned it back on. I just now at the end of the game realized that it wasn't working. So many games don't use it. This game does use it, but it messed up and it's not doing anything amazingly interesting with it. You do want these things enabled, but I guess I have to chalk that one up to simply my own stupidity. Yeah, every now and then I get a little vibration when I do something. Let's get this blue body. It's a little random. And then we've got some background music playing right now that's alright. Nothing super interesting. We have all the collectibles, we just need to go to this zap area. It'll be quicker, I think, if we take this.
Opening oval. Opening keyhole. Really?
These little vacuum cleaners should move a lot faster. And then we are back into a loading section. So, this is just a red fractal trident. Now, final boss, we were right here. There's one more objective and 4 more rooms. So here we go to this picture. Hopefully we can get something better than a red as a robot. There may be a twist here in the ending. I really couldn't care too much. I guess compared to like Broken Age, where I really didn't like the story at all, the way they told it, I can't say that about this. I just feel it's been lacking and not very funny. Feels like the Adult Swim side may have written a story and Double Fine just made it. Just programmed it. Like, that's a very Adult Swim unicorn style robot joke. So this, I imagine, is just like the queen in the chess boss battle. Are we trying to pull the tail? No.
There is nowhere.
So, one of the things I can do is I can grab things that are falling, press X and charge them, and then drop them on him. I can also shield back into his face. There's a significant amount of... Alright, let's pull his arm off. No, we're not gonna pull his arm off, we're gonna connect and overcharge him. So much for Methuselah saying that he was the good guy. I gotta be careful, we have a whole different style. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing right now. We may very well have to just look at what... Oh, I can just dash into his head? Interesting move, but it does a lot of damage to me too. Let's go ahead and skip this. Let's... See, this guy's probably not going to laser eye me. Too much. And the fact that I have all of the upgrades makes this relatively easy.
It is time. Look into the eyes of your creator. This is pointless.
We've got kind of a creator creating the creation, creating the creator scenario, I guess. If Winters is a clone of the original Winters that created Methuselah. So maybe we'll get a checkpoint at the halfway point. So now before this we had to do a whole color matching puzzle. I want to mostly recover all my ability. Try to hold some distance and then do this and then recover. It's a little difficult to realize that this was what they wanted you to do, because that just seems silly. Hopefully that'll just checkpoint and we won't have to do the first two parts again. Alright. And his chest seems to be fine.
This is pointless.
We just kind of need to find some health. It wouldn't have been terrible to grab a body. Let's see. This isn't really a interesting boss fight. Think about what you get in a Metroid game. You get missiles, super missiles, different types of guns, all kinds of things that I need to desperately recover health. So it seems like I could powerhouse into his chest, but I need to get him halfway down first.
There is nowhere to go.
Or do it now, and then let my health recover. we go. I went into the face when I needed to do something else. Let's try to play this a little bit better. Just grab one of these.
This is pointless.
Get the aiming done well. Let's see. And got him. And is there a port to overcharge?
We must be system crashing.
There we go. Kind of easy. Like frost beam, light beam, dark beam, things that we've seen in the Metroid series, things that there could have been more of. And now this feels like a bullet hell.
It is the truth. We must speak. There is nowhere to go.
I'm trying to. And crashing into him kind of works, but I gotta make sure my health stays up high enough.
It is not too late. It is not too late.
This almost feels like taking on some of those final bosses of Binding of Isaac.
You cannot win.
But the parts that are hard are just kind of avoidance and skill based, and there's a difference between being difficult and being entertaining.
Look into
And
the eyes of your creator.
and almost got him. And see, I'm just kind of kiting him around. So if he cloned me, why did he only connect my...
I guess lockdown's over.
Why did he only put my head in a
Winter's
suit? Like, that's the part that doesn't make the most sense. Like, why not just clone my whole body? And I suppose there's a possibility you would have died right there and not been able to move on. Interesting. So we just beat the final boss. There's 2 more rooms. Unless there's more of a final boss.
I am dying, but it is not too late.
And everything is backwards now.
Oh no.
Help me.
And everything's all turning around. And it's just irritating me.
Winter's
It's kind of pointless. What are you gonna do here, story? And my controller's vibrating like crazy. It's just gone into non-stop vibration again.
winter's
I think there's a bug in the game.
we must connect. It is true that I have never fully understood my nature. I cannot amend that which is missing, and my systems are failing. But you are here. You are no longer a being of flesh, but of circuitry. You were not capable of holding both of us. So I remade you in my own image. We must merge. Do you think we dream? Fire that laser, and I will never start again. Forever lost. But this world cannot sustain itself, and there are no bodies. Humanity was just a dream. And what does
Some movie reference here.
You're full of crap.
And that's the first time he talked. Even if there are no bodies, like there's DNA clearly of winners. Find the cloning mechanics. See if you can do some genetic engineering to make some females along with males and make a few changes. Regrow the human race. And the controller's still vibrating like crazy. I'm just going to put it down for now. Writer and director Lee Petty. Well, I think you probably failed with both of those. More people on the art and concept art, environmental art than I thought there would be. But as far as the concept arts, there were many sections in different places. The audio is a mess. The design is not a good Metroidvania game. Music. Nappy singing a song now. It's not very good. Original prototype team is way too many people worked on this game for as small and unfinished it feels like. Two-player productions doesn't mean it's a two-player game. That's the name of a company. I think, much like the game. Wow. Well, here's I guess the list of all the different characters that talked. I played a game called Life is Strange that was written by two mid-30s, middle-aged, well, let's just say middle-aged. They may be 40s or 50s, but they're middle-aged Canadians, and they wrote a story about a teenager in high school in Montana. And they're just not writing, they weren't writing to something that they knew, and the game suffered because of that. This is very similar here. They're writing to a 70s spoof of 70s sci-fi movies. They made no references to 70s sci-fi movies. You could have made some references to Star Wars and Logan's Run and Soylent Green and the general things that people would recognize. Even people who weren't alive in the 70s aren't made here. The game goes from this silly, dirty jokes section at the beginning to being more of a serious save all of humanity's story, but I never really cared about any of that. There's a ton of work that was put into having characters have multiple lines of dialogue so you could talk to them, but there's no reason to talk to any of the characters. There's more references to Portal in this game than there is 70s games, by the way. The song at the end, another spoof on Portal. And I could see maybe this was their idea of, let's try to do something like Portal, but not exactly like Portal, so let's introduce a gun mechanic where the laser beams bounce, and oh man, is it bad? It's a bad mechanic. I never want to play another game with that mechanic. And
Headlander, it is good to see you again.
here we are. And I guess we can just have a conversation with her. We've probably done 100% of the game. But whatever.
We were all worried that you would never return. With Methuselah offline, we're working our best to get things under control. There are still Shepherd patrols everywhere. Here, Luna Citadel, and on Methuselah's ship. We could use your help with them. The citizens are still adjusting. Even though the Omega Gem signal is no longer being broadcast, they're still a bit lost. Do what you can to help them. I still don't understand what Methuselah really wanted, and why it did the things it did.
Yeah. How about tell us an actual reason in the story?
All that's important is that Methuselah is gone.
Why do I have to hit A to move forward in this conversations?
It is a new time for all of us. Please, do what you can. The Daughters of Lucia 13 will be here, should you need us.
So there's no quests. There can't be any quests. And we had 6 points in total. There's no objectives. We've done 100%. I imagine this is just for the other players that didn't make sure they got 100%. If there was a side quest in this area, anywhere in this area, all of this area, it would tell us. It would have an icon. And this isn't a case where they want us to go kill.
It's worked out in the end. I haven't given up on finding our bodies.
So we could... They've even written more dialogue.
You are amazing. Really, taking out Methuselah like that?
I can't believe this. They've written more dialogue.
Hi there. I knew I'd see you again. I'm going to be starting a farm. A real farm.
So there's all these extra lines of conversation.
Location. What do you think?
If I cared about any of these people, maybe this would be interesting.
Someone
But I
suggested
wouldn't want
there's
to
a
have to...
aquarium, but just gross.
I wouldn't want to run around talking to all these people.
We'll be back in our real bodies one day.
You could see a game involving these characters with a lot of side quests and a better gameplay mechanic.
Come and visit
Like,
again.
it's kind of like how Brutal Legend is a pretty decent story wrapped around the terrible game
You
mechanic.
did it. I knew you would.
Well, let's exit to the menu and see if there's anything that unlocked or any reason to do any more here. Let's see. Achievements we can't see. Options. There's no gallery. None of those extras. No music thing. The video game industry is still pretty big on selling you soundtracks instead of just letting you listen to music. It used to be a lot more when you purchased a game, you got a jukebox or something to play the music too. If I click new game in slot 2, there won't be any like new game plus. I could play as the other 2 Headlanders, which I don't think it matters one bit. You'd probably be called Winters no matter what. If there was a different story for playing as a different head, that most players wouldn't even see it. Not a great Metroidvania game, honestly. Not good. It had the beginnings of something good. And then I assume what happened is it was an idea that Adult Swim came to Double Fine for, or it was an idea that was in the head of somebody at Double Fine that stopped really caring about it. Because this doesn't feel like there was enough passion here. It feels like it was put out a year and a half too early, without polish, without more elements, without more different types of weapons, different types of doors, more things happening in different rooms. Many of the rooms didn't even have interactions with robots. Overall, it's just dull. It's just a boring version. I'd much rather bang my head against playing Guacamelee and fail over and over again, and fail because I know I don't have enough skill, versus playing this and, since there's no difficulty, just being able to do it. I think I died 5 times. Every time I died, it was for a pretty dumb reason. I would like to see something based on 70s something. Not even 70s sci-fi, although 70s sci-fi movies were pretty good, or are pretty cult favorites. To a few of them are, but they really didn't do that concept justice. I guess there's no reason to belabor the point anymore. It's a perfectly acceptable, adequate, average game. It seems like it has bugs with the vibration in the controller. That's kind of all there is. If I go look at the achievements on this and I haven't gotten them all, I probably won't even bother to get them all. No real motivation to continue playing this at all. It was too easy to get 100% too. Compared to playing a Metroid game where you practically needed a player's guide to find all the collectibles, and they were hidden well, and they were sneaky and tricky. Nothing was sneaky and tricky here. You saw it on the map. Even the few hidden rooms where I missed things, the map told me where they were, for the most part. That's it for this series. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. All of that helps me out and tells YouTube that my videos are worth watching. If you want a friend or follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Google+, Steam, or Battle.net, all of those links are down below in the description box. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.